Welcome back, everybody. This is BeeHive Language. I'm your teacher, Josh. Today's lesson, we're going to be talking about pets. What are pets? Well, as I'm sure you know, pets are animals that we keep with us. They live in our houses. They're animals we have as companions, as friends, sometimes even as members of our family. Now, what kind of animals can we have as pets? Of course, you know, many people have cats, dogs. Some people have rabbits. When I was young, I had a pet hamster. Do you know what a hamster is? A hamster is a small animal, kind of like a little mouse, but they're fat, light brown, and have big black eyes. I also liked to have a pet snake. I know a lot of people are scared of snakes, but when I was young, I thought they were amazing animals. Lizards, which are like snakes, but they have legs. And of course, some people like these. I think they're a little bit boring. Fish. And one more, we'll put birds. All right. Now, if you have pets, now there's going to be some responsibilities that you have. Okay? Responsibilities are the things you have to do to make sure your pets are okay, such as you have to feed them. If you have a dog, or you have to walk it. Many people also want to train their dogs so that when they're outside, the dogs behave well. Now, if you have a cat, we usually don't train cats, but we do have to house train a cat. Okay. We sometimes have to clean up after our pets, and sometimes we have to wash them. One more, we have to groom them. Okay? Grooming means taking care of their hair, or for dogs and cats, their nails. There's a few services and businesses that help us with these. Of course, if you want to get a pet, you're going to have to go to a pet shop. Okay? If your pet gets hurt, you can't take your pet to a doctor or to a hospital. So we have a place called a veterinarian. Okay? I know this is a long word, it's a little hard to say. We often just say these first three letters, a veterinarian. We often don't have time to groom our pets, or we don't have the ability. So there are pet groomers. And in the cities, there are also, for dogs anyway, pet walkers. Okay. One last thing for pets. Okay. You have to have a place for them to live. Now, with your dog, your cat, they can sleep anywhere they want, but a fish can't just go around your house. For a fish, we can have a fish tank or bowl. These are also sometimes called aquariums. Now, if we have a snake or a lizard, we can have them in an aquarium with no water. And we call that a terrarium. Okay. Now this word's Okay. Now this word's a little difficult. Okay. Now, if you forget it, that's okay. And one more we have for birds and birds and hamsters. We have a cage. Now, so that's that. Okay. Now, if we're going to talk about these responsibilities, there's a few different ways we can do it. For example, I'm going to write a sentence here. If you don't feed your pet, it will die. Nobody wants our pets to die. Another sentence. Let me switch. Okay. You have to walk your dog or else it will become restless. Okay. Now with these two sentences, I talk about the responsibilities and what happens if we don't meet these responsibilities. Okay. We can call that consequence. Okay. Everything we do has consequences. Okay. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. Okay. So I have two forms of sentences here. If you don't do something, this will happen. Okay, another one. You must do something or else this will happen. Okay. In case you don't know, restless means has too much energy. Okay. Now let's look at these other responsibilities. I said feed and I said walk. We can make another sentence talking about these other responsibilities and these other pets. Okay? For example, what will happen if you don't house train your cat? Okay? What will happen if you don't clean up after your birds? Okay? I want you to give it a try. I want you to make your own sentence. Okay? For example, if you don't house train your cat, what will happen? You give it a try. Okay. All right. How about this? You have to clean up after your bird, or else. Okay. All right. Now, I want you to practice a little more. I want you to try to make a sentence using all of these animals and using all of these responsibilities. Okay? I'm going to ask you to pause the video for a moment. When you come back, I'm going to have a dialogue here. My friend and I will practice it for you so you can see two people talking about pets. Okay? Okay, so I hope you had a chance to practice using the vocabulary and the grammar from earlier. What happens if you don't feed your cat? Okay. What happens if you don't walk your dog? Now, I've prepared a dialogue. Okay. I'm going to read it over for you. Then my friend and I will practice, and then we can do it together. Okay. So we have A and B. A is going to be me. Okay. The first line, I'm thinking about getting a pet. B, what kind? A, maybe a turtle. Okay. If you don't know turtle, it's an animal that lives in the water and on land. It has a hard shell on its back and it can pull his arms and head inside. Okay, but I'm not sure how to take care of them. What do turtles eat? B, some of them eat fruit and veggies. Veggies is a short way we often write vegetables, okay? And others eat meat, okay? But there are some foods that are poisonous. Okay? Poisonous is a word for something that if you eat it, it can kill you or make you sick. Okay? Some foods are poisonous to turtles. Remember the grammar? If you aren't careful, you will end up poisoning them by mistake. Back to me, eh? Okay, I'll get a book about them. Where do I keep a turtle? Of course, they have to live. Okay. Now, you can get a fish tank. We mentioned fish tanks earlier. Another word is aquarium. Okay. And a sun lamp. This is a light that makes it warm for the turtle. Turtles need a lot of sun. A, sounds easy enough. And then B, it is. Just make sure the turtle has a dry place to rest, again, or else its shell could rot. Okay. Rot's a word we use for when living things die and then they go bad. All right. Now I'm going to ask my friend Paul to join us. Paul? Yeah. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Josh.
I'm thinking about getting a pet.
Yeah, what kind?
Maybe a turtle, but I'm not sure how to take care of them. What do turtles eat?
Some of them eat fruit and veggies. Others eat meat. But there are some foods that are poisonous to turtles. If you aren't careful, you will end up poisoning them by mistake.
Okay, I'll buy a book about them. Where do I keep a turtle?
We'll get a fish tank and a sun lamp. Turtles need a lot of sun.
Sounds easy enough.
It is. Just make sure the turtle has a dry place to rest, or else its shell could rot.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Paul.
Bye, Josh.
Okay. Now, why don't we practice this together? Okay. First, I'll be A, and you can be B. Okay. I'm thinking about getting a pet. Maybe a turtle, but I'm not sure how to take care of them. What do turtles eat? Okay, I'll get a book about them. Where do I keep a turtle? Sounds easy enough. All right, good. This time, I want you to be A, and I'll be B. Yeah? What kind? Some of them eat fruit and veggies, others eat meat. But there are some foods that are poisonous to turtles. If you aren't careful, you will end up poisoning them by mistake. Get a fish tank and a sun lamp. Turtles need lots of sun. It is. Just make sure the turtle has a dry place to rest, or else its shell could rot. All right, fantastic. Okay, now that's the end of today's lesson. I hope you learned a lot about different pets, such as lizards, hamsters. Okay, the responsibilities we have for them, like grooming them, feeding them, taking care of them. Okay? The places we keep them, like cages, fish tanks. Okay? And the services we have for them, pet shops, veterinarians. All right. So thank you for joining me today. I hope to have another lesson with you soon, and I'll see you next time.